But look, all we want to do is censor and silence. Let me get some water, man. Man, I feel like today's show is so heavy. Like, I haven't made a joke in so long. Like, I just want to see what's going on, like, in my social media world right now. See if there's anything, like, funny that I can laugh at in a group text, because I, no, nothing. Let's see. I don't want to read that shit. Yeah, there's nothing going on here. Like, I mean, my God. It's just a serious podcast over here, and we're at 56 minutes. And we still going. Like, this is gonna be a long podcast for y'all. I hope y'all like my voice. I'm not reading that. Let's see. What are we doing? 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 It seems like all we want to do is censor and silence, right? Censor and silence. We just want to cancel everything. You know, change it. Here's what I say: change the channel, leave the metaverse, leave the room, go home, close the book. No, cancel him, cancel her. We can't discuss COVID. We can't talk critical race theory. I don't want my kids going to a school that has Michelle Obama's book in their library. How about you take some accountability on yourself? It's not my job to satisfy you or vice versa. If we don't talk, we can't learn, okay? So let's think about all of this stuff. All we want to do is censor and silence. Anytime we hear something that we don't like or we don't agree with, we go, cancel them, silence them, take it off the internet. Oh, Joe Rogan used the N-word. Take his podcast down. No, just don't listen to him. I believe in for every action, there's the equal and opposite reaction. I believe in freedom of speech and freedom of consequences, right? So if somebody does something that is foul, somebody does something that they should not do, that steps outside of the boundaries of what we are okay with, we let them do that and we respond as such. You know, if Whoopi Goldberg said something, when Whoopi Goldberg said what she said about the Holocaust, and saying that she didn't think that the Holocaust was racial, it was religious, and now she's been educated on it. Guess what? She learned. She learned. So because she learned, her saying something that she got suspended for was actually beneficial. So why suspend her? Either keep her or fire her or keep it moving. You know, if Joe Rogan truly didn't know that he could not say the N-word, which I find crazy, but you know what? I don't live his life. I don't know his experiences. So maybe he's living in a space where he's in an echo chamber. And now that he's learned that he can't use the N-word despite the context, guess what? He's a better human being because of that. He's learned. So instead of to look to censor and silence, let's look to fucking educate. Let's educate. You know what I mean? Because we can educate and elevate those people who say things that aren't okay. But guess what? Just because you're offended by something doesn't mean that it's an awful statement. It means that you were offended by it. You know, you got to take some accountability in what bothers you. When people go, I don't like what's happening on this radio station. I don't like what's happening on this podcast. Well, don't fucking listen. Nobody's making you tune into these things. And if you think that, if you're so entitled to believe that everybody has to appeal to your feelings at all times, then you're delusional. And you're the problem with society today, because we have so many people who believe that their feelings, their thoughts, their opinions are the opinions of the masses, that they are the direction in which society has to go. And no, you are a direction, but you're not the direction. You are an opinion, but you're not the opinion. And we all have different opinions. We all have different feelings. So in order for us to actually progress, we have to have these types of conversations. So instead of censoring somebody, we should say something to them. Instead of silencing somebody, we should have a conversation with them and listen to them and respond. Instead of censoring, silencing, and doing whatever the hell we continue to do as a culture, we need to take accountability and walk away from the things that we don't like, have a conversation with those who say things that we don't like, and maybe we can find some common ground and progress as people. But what do I know? I'm just a big baby.